Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is RDF from FMSCOUT, and in this video we are going to be talking about pre-season. The aim of this video is to try and get you guys to control your pre-season and not leave it to your assistant manager. I feel you have a better control over your pre-season when you are in control of over things rather than your assistant manager. You can tweak certain things that your assistant manager won't tweak, and you can add some very important stuff just like your match scheduling, just like your training scheduling, that the assistant manager won't necessarily do. I sometimes get some very good results on Football Manager. Sometimes people wonder how I do this. Always pre-season is a good way to make sure your save starts off in a good way. If you have a decent pre-season, you're giving yourself a better chance to have a good start at the start of the season. So in this video, we are going to be talking about choosing your pre-season length, which you can actually do, why pre-season is important. We're going to talk about the staff, checking the staff and maybe searching for staff, arranging friendlies, cancelling existing ones, and friendlies is also a good way to be making money. You can get profit from friendlies, and we're going to talk about schedules, which might be the most important part of this video. And at the end, we're going to be talking about how to use our dynamics and sorting out our tactics and making sure they are going hand in hand with your training schedules. But before I get into this video, if you are new or you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Again, if you help us, the more people we can then help. If people get to see this video, then maybe they are getting a better chance of having a good pre-season just like you guys. But now we're going to start with the video, and the very first thing is choosing the pre-season length. So you will notice at the bottom right here there is a game start date. This is where you can change your game start date. So for example, I'm just going to be managing in England for this video, so I will have a list of different dates to start in England. I can start early to have an early pre-season, or I can start late to have a later pre-season. And like you see here, if you choose to start during the season, of course you will have no pre-season, but I suggest you do have a pre-season. That is the point of this video, and make it last around 4 to 5 weeks, which I believe will be the early pre-season start date in the Premier League. Of course, the earlier you start, this will give you extra time to prepare during pre-season. If you have the time, start at the earliest you can, but if you want to get on with things, then you can just start at the early Premier League season. But we're going to start very early in the season, and we're going to start our new game. So here we are at the start. We are manager of Leicester City, but now I'm going to talk a little bit about why pre-season is important. Pre-season is important because this is where you get to sort out the fitness, the morale, team cohesion, performance, and also finance. We can make a profit in pre-season by just playing friendlies, but at the end of the video I will touch on that. For managers, it's a period to plan for success for a season or seasons ahead. You will want to analyze the squad to find any weaknesses to build on or strengths to build from. You may want to sign players to improve those weaknesses, or even training, try and get players to improve on the attributes you need from them going forward. Pre-season for the players is all about fitness, preparing for the season ahead. You want to build their match fitness, but also reduce the likelihood of any jadedness through the season, and even picking up little silly injuries, which is going to be key to avoid. Pre-season is also where you can build a morale. Not every club will start with a decent morale. It will be up to you to improve that. You will want to improve team cohesion and tactical familiarity, especially if you have signed many players. When you are starting new games, most clubs that you do choose to manage will start with new players, so this should be addressed. Now, one way you can check if your team has new signings, simply just go to transfers, go to your transfer history, and now you can see that we have a list of players that Leicester has just signed. These players of course will not be familiar with anything at the club just yet. One useful tip, so we will try and find a player. Here we have Wesley Fofana, and we can send him on an intensive language course, which of course will help him fit into the team by simply speaking the language. Now, these list of things to do in pre-season are in no particular order. It's just my order that I like to go in. Every manager is different. Some like to look at transfers first, some like to look at their staff, some like to go straight to the schedules. It all depends on you, but it is important that all of the focuses are covered. But now we are going to check the staff screen. We're going to compare our staff and also search for staff and important staff attributes. You may want to hire staff if your staff levels are below the average compared to the league. When hiring staff, I tend to also look for their tactical style to see if it suits mine. For assistant managers, I believe this could be key as they are giving you some recommendations throughout the whole season. As you can see here at Leicester, we have the coaching team comparison. If I hover over anything, then it will give me the comparison level. So for example, my goalkeeper distribution is below average in the league. So if I'm looking for a new goalkeeping staff, then I'll be looking for a goalkeeper that's decent with the distribution and the handling. The shot stopping is also on average, but it is not below average. The rest seem to be fine comparing it with the league. If you want anything better, you simply just go to the staff search, then you start a new search. For coaching staff, you can search for whichever coaching staff you want. So if you want just a coach, a goalkeeping coach, or a fitness staff, you simply just select one of those. But for the attributes, you will always be looking at motivating, determination, and level of discipline. Now, in the top leagues, the average may be around 12 to 13. We are Leicester, and we're going to search around 12. Also, you can click this little drop down option, go to coaching and coaching qualifications. We are in the top leagues, so we are looking for someone that's got the Continental Pro license. If you are a fitness coach, it's going to be fairly hard to find a fitness coach with that level of coaching. So with the fitness coaches, this is not really important. But we are looking for a goalkeeper coach, so I'm going to look for a goalkeeper coach, and voila, I now have a list of goalkeeping coaches. Now, because we are looking for a distribution goalkeeper coach, I'm simply going to sort my search out by the best distribution coaches, and we have Emilio Alvarez. I'm simply going to approach to sign him, and that goalkeeper should be on his way to us. When you are assigning your coaches, you go to training, select coaches at the top, edit coach assignments, and this page here is where you will be assigning your coaches to different coaching responsibilities. So for goalkeeping, of course, only your goalkeeper coaches can do that. Then you have your defending tactical and technical. You also have your attacking technical and tactical. If you're not sure what to look for when you are searching for these type of coaches, at the bottom there is highlights of which are important. So for defending tactical, defensive and tactical are important. You can ask the assistant to auto sign, but again, he might be a little bit weird when assigning those, so I suggest you play about and work out what is best for you. Next, now we are going to be looking at arranging our friendlies, sorting out our friendlies. Arranging friendlies, cancelling existing one, and choosing home matches for me are important. You always want to have some winnable games, as that can help increase morale and the form. Arranging your own friendlies has benefits. You can choose home games only, as this reduces also the amount of travel time. Playing at home, of course, means you don't have to travel. Also, there is a great chance of winning the match, therefore improving team cohesion, morale and form. Try to arrange around 6 friendlies for tactical familiarity and match sharpness. Also try to make sure you rotate your team so everyone is getting some game time. I will not schedule any fixtures during the first week of pre-season. That is dedicated to fitness training only. I usually allow no friendlies during my first week, and then the Saturday the week after that is when we start getting our friendlies in. So as you can see here, we have some friendlies, so I'm just going to highlight all of those, and I'm going to click cancel friendly, which is at the bottom. Also, if you go back to your inbox and you check your pre-season preparation message, I suggest you also cancel your training camp. This means now you won't be traveling to a training camp in your first season. Now we can dedicate all our time on training and we do not have to travel anywhere. Now we have cleared all of our friendlies, we start to now arrange them. The first week, like I said, we will not arrange no friendlies. The Saturday during the second week is when we do start. You can select multiple friendly matches by clicking type friendly match, and then now you have the multiple friendly matches. Now we can select different dates. I think 4 is the maximum at the time. So what we're going to do now is just sort out our friendlies, and we're going to put them against some winnable teams like Aberdeen, like Barnsley, Bolton, So here you can see I have now arranged all of my friendlies. We currently have around 9 friendlies. In the first week there's no friendly. We start our friendlies during the second week on the Saturday, and then we start to have them every other day. So you can see that I have arranged my friendlies on the Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then we do have a little break. We have a little breather. Start again on Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday after Stockport County. It will be our last friendly. That is the Saturday before the season starts. So the Saturday after is when we play Chelsea, our first league game. So that is it. All of our training schedules have now been completed. Also, if you do want to make money, this is where you're making money, because home games you are getting some ticket sales in also. So you can see here, if we arrange friendly, for example, choose this day. If we select, for example, a larger reputation, of course a larger reputation means more fans. If we select Inter, you can see that it will cost us around 182,000, but we will be making 300,000. That is roughly around 120,000 pound profit. Next, we are going to move over the training scheduling. At the start of the season, you will want to improve on your fitness levels throughout your whole squad. This is usually the main focus before anything else. During the first couple weeks, you can set the rest, which I will show you over here. The rest is over here. This is where you can set double intensity without giving players any individual training, whilst also adding match preparations before a friendly. By doing this, your players have a greater focus on the training and the fitness level. So as you can see here, we'll click Slimani just for an example. He has no trained position, role, duty, focus, and the intensity level is on normal. I can select that to double intensity now. They will be having a double intense training sessions, whilst our training sessions are being all about fitness. Also, with the training responsibilities, you want to make sure you are taking control, not your assistant manager. And now the schedules. I usually avoid using schedules like attacking wings. So if we go to these, you see we got attacking wings, attacking patient, attacking direct, and attacking overlap. These are the schedules I tend to avoid when I am doing my match preparation and I'm doing my fitness level training, mainly because they just really do not help with us at all, not now anyway. So during the early stages of pre-season, I dedicate a lot of schedules towards match sharpening and tactical familiarity. Some of the schedules do involve helping with tactical familiarity, but the general sessions tend to have a greater focus. So if you notice, these are the general sessions, and if we look here with the impacts, they have more impact when it comes to tactical familiarity. And also if you are using a physical like endurance, resistance or quickness, they will have a greater focus on stamina attributes, the natural fitness attributes and the work rate attributes. You also may want to use the least amount of rest days as possible. If comfortable enough, then no rest days at all, as you are missing out on a chance to improve either fitness or tactical familiarity. Match preparation helps with tactical familiarity whilst making sure your tactic is loaded and being trained. If we check back to the overall screen, we have now the primary trained tactic. You want to make sure that the tactic you want to focus in training is being selected. So I do actually have a template. You can see I have lots of schedules. These I am planning to release once I complete all of them. I am doing training sessions for each tactical style, but as you can see here, which is going to select the pre-season week 1. We're going to load that, and this is my pre-season. So here we have early on the Monday, we are just going to recover, make sure there is no niggly injuries, or we're trying to recover from those. Then we do have the community outreach and the team bonding. This helps with the team cohesion, this helps with the team happiness, and it also helps with the upcoming match, the teamwork attributes. On the Tuesday, the Wednesday and the Thursday is mainly about the physicals. As you can see, we have plenty. And then we also have some general sessions. These are there to help with tactical familiarity. So like I said earlier, the early pre-season is all about the fitness and the tactical familiarity. As you can see, we do have the match on the Saturday. So all of this is about physical, tactical familiarity, waiting for that match on the Saturday. During pre-season, the extracurricular sessions are also very important. I try to include them every week of our pre-season. I actually will set up the training here. So here we are, this is my calendar, this is what I have set up for my pre-season during this Leicester save. But Another page that I actually want to check, and what I do check during preseason, is actually the dynamics, the team cohesion. You notice that we have some negatives, and these negatives are what we want to address during our preseason. You can see we have our top influencers, so Kasper Schmeichel and Wes Morgan will be important. And we also have a hierarchy, and you can see that Jamie Vardy is important. Also, we've got our highly influential players and our influential players. The reason why I use this screen is because now I know that I want to keep Kasper Schmeichel happy. I want to keep Jamie Vardy happy. That can influence these players that are now highlighted. Then maybe I can have a positive effect on the other players that are also highlighted now. But also, if you click on some of these players, they may have a negative. If you click on that negative and you check out the negative, he's disappointed to be injured, which is something that we can't actually do anything about. But if there's some negatives that you can change or you can improve on, then you want to address that during pre-season. Next is the happiness. This is also what you want to keep an eye out. Players that have a slightly poor morale, those are the players that you want to try and boost up. So that there's changes under. He has a slightly poor morale, so in training I'm going to try and do things that will keep him happy, or I will try and play him, get his performances up, and hopefully his morale will also increase. And next now is the mentoring. If you want to do mentoring, preseason is a very good place to start, because you have lots of training weeks. You can do a lot of training, you can do a lot of mentoring in those 0 to 6 weeks, if that's how long your preseason is. So for example, 6 weeks preseason, you have 0 to 6 weeks to be focusing on your mentoring. For mentoring, you want your team leaders and your high influential players to be the leaders in the mentor. You will be mentoring the younger players, but it also could be tested out for you to be mentoring players that are new to your team. So like Cengiz Under, maybe I can have someone mentoring him. I don't know what effect it has, it's just an idea that popped up in my head, so that is something that we can actually try out. And lastly, very lastly, is your tactic. Now for this video I am using a controlled possession. This is the tactical style, the preset that Football Manager gives you. This is a 4-2-3-1 controlled possession. Now in training I can go back to my calendar, look towards the end of my pre-season, and I can start implementing the club's DNA, the philosophy, the game style. So for example, on the pre-season towards the end, I can click here where we have 2 recovery sessions. We currently don't need that, so what we can do now is start adding some training sessions that help with that tactical style. So for example, I can have attack and patient, which helps with the controlled possession. I can also add some technicals like ball retention, that also helps with possession. Also, something that I forgot to include when I was talking about the schedules, at the bottom you have your workload. This is separated by the units. As you can see, the goalkeeper units, defensive units and the attacking units. If you hover over them, you will have the match intensity. So the attacking unit is currently 45% of their match intensity, and at the top right you have some levels. This shows you the injury risk, the condition, the fatigue, the sharpness, team cohesion, happiness and tactic familiarity. During pre-season, especially the early one, so if I go to the week 1, we are going to be looking at improving the match sharpness and the tactical familiarity. When it gets towards the end of the season, this is where we want to start including a little bit more of our happiness training. Unfortunately, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I have helped you guys. Hopefully I have helped you guys or have made you more interested in being more involved in pre-season. Hopefully this has been a lot of help to a lot of people. It has been an honor to do this video for you guys. It is RDF. I will see you soon. Stay safe. Also, don't forget, if you are new or you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps us help more people. I will see you soon. Peace out.